Hello everyone, I'm Palidore, and this is not the right overlay here. I'll switch that for you real quick. Literally just popping out of bed, but you know what? How could you deny a game between Team Gravity? They return in champions from preseason and Season 1 now, and Vertigo. So we're good to go. I think gonna go ping the teams one last time here. Make sure we're all good, and I think we are. Yeah, okay. I've been awake for all of 5 minutes. But you know what? We're going to throw this together because, like I said, can't miss this this match here, and we certainly won't. Okay. So, I'm going to do my morning stretches. Get my casting warm-ups, which is to say, going to do a freestyle rap real quick. Just kidding. Not going to do that whatsoever. But yeah, so this suddenly has turned into a 3-match stream, I do believe. Let me go check real quick. Yeah, I think we have, after this, Phantoms and Team Gravity, so that's going to be something exciting to watch, no doubt. And following that, we have watching Weaves and Nant Esports. So, a lot of matches right away here. Well, for me, that is. For you guys, maybe not so much, because 2/3 of these matches were already planned. We did switch up, Dimwee and I, Ragnarok and Full Metal Jacket, so that will be over on Channel 2 in about half an hour. But okay, other than that, good to go. Round 1.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Probably should have checked with Caption. I think he's supposed to cast this next one with me, but like I said, I'm just putting this all together last minute. But happily so. So here we go. Team Gravity, the returning champions from Season 1. We just saw them 5 weeks ago competing there in what was one of the most epic series that you will ever see in Echo Arena, especially in that kind of pressure situation. A beautiful passing and the finish not there, but you can see why Team Gravity are indeed the team of all teams. In fact, over in North America as well, Team Joker winning. So both the teams winning the championships here in VRML Season 1. And second attempt, another great series of passes, and Louis this time gets the dish from Simon, brings it even closer to the goal to just make sure that it goes through for sure. And there we go. Team Gravity on the board first.
7, 6, 5, 4.
So hi Twitch chat, CLOs are the best, B-Stand, Sendo, POV, Ant, Minty, VTS King, Minimum Wage, Matt. And I'll get back to the rest later, but I'll inevitably forget someone, as I usually do. Twang Pants just having it stolen there, intercepted in the midfield by Al Pacino. Right back to Viatrex and up top to the ramp, and you can see the coordination from Team Gravity. It's Simon getting the goal. I can see that very reminiscent too. That's something I always point out Kangarillas do frequently. Not the only team, of course, but Kangos being another one of those teams on the North American side who, you know, really are good with those long distance shots, but you'll see that they also always have the boost prepared. So whenever they throw those, you can bet that if that shot's not going in, the reason they threw it is because there's also a stack coming by in the next second or so. But Team Gravity, speaking of stacks, fastest stack in the game potentially.
I'm Optimist.
I mean, it's I know you can make some arguments, but it's really hard to deny that their speed here in the European and just the worldwide scene, for that matter. Now we'll be taken here by Twang Pants. Hi, Sir Dimwee. Where did this whole Pally? I mean, the Pally Dad thing was a thing, but it was like a very low-key meme, and now I feel like it's too prominent. It's almost scary. I'm not sure I like it. I'm too young to be a dad. Well, actually, it's not true, but oh my goodness, Simon Well, he just fathered himself a goal for 3 again. That's 8 points for Gravity. No gravity at all on that one. Just straight shot. 20k channel points for lulz are the best. I think I have something around those lines on my my actual account, but now I'm on the VRML account, so I'm not building channel points anymore. That's okay. I have infinite channel points. All right, Louis gets the disc over to Viatrex here. A good start for Team Gravity. Just these first few minutes, not missing too much in the way of their shots. You know, aside of that first one they took, they've been pretty online. And there's the Stacks getting back with the same kind of speed that you would expect, but intercepted here by Damus. Now, we just saw Vertigo play yesterday in a fantastic match against Smash Dash. Went all the way to 3 rounds, and just a last-second victory there at the end for Smash. But that was, again, one of the better matches we've seen all week long, which is not something that you would be surprised, you know, knowing the personnel. And kind of the same case here for this match as well as the next one, you know, Phantoms and Team Gravity. So a lot of good stuff coming up. And again, non-esport and watching weebs after that as well. So got 3 in a row all lined up for you here. Also, I don't know if Caption happens to be watching or listening. If you want to join in at any point, let me know. Like I said, just kind of putting this together last second. But we'll be glad to have you in for this match as well, perhaps for the next round, if you are there. But in any case, off to the races to the opposite end. Getting there first with some time is Sanch, and Sanch is going to go right through that tunnel, or at least attempt to, unable to, though. So Viatrex coming through, hitting Al Pacino immediately. There's another cross, but just missed it on the pass. And will be taken back by Twang Pants, who tries to go to the opposite tunnel, and also bounces that one through. As the Stacks go, there's an open goal. Will they convert? Oh, barely off the mark. So could have been the first points there, but a great snag there from Sanch, but then off the head there of Louis. So tough breaks for Vertigo on what was almost a couple good looks. Now, as I say that, almost identical from that last play. A rebound, perhaps just sailing through and back towards mid, where it's slapped out by Viatrex, contested by 3 different Vertigo players as it goes into the bottom wedge. As Simon maneuvering cleverly around right on that floor just to evade the defenses, and now the positioning taking place. We have that just perfect formation there. You can see that rectangle of sorts, just offering multiple passing angles, multiple passing targets, and there you go. Just gorgeous pass work from Team Gravity to get themselves the 11th point. But you can see even when that initial pass from over here had gone out, right when it went out to Al Pacino, I think it was Louis over here. You can see immediately as that first pass went out, Louis left his anchor and made the cut. So by the time that pass was caught over there near the pack area, there was already the potential for the second cross pass to the cutting player. And that is the kind of coordinated efforts that you expect to see from this level of play. And that's why for Team Gravity, the vast majority of their points will be off of assists as opposed to just straight up one-on-ones. Now, over to the orange side will be taken back by Gravity, and they're going to presumably run down the clock. I don't know where I got way from. I'm way out of it right now as I continue coming out of Dreamland. But you know what? This match was definitely one worth watching, as look at the great pass into a just about near alley-oop, effectively. 1 meter out. That's Al Pacino. A couple of assists in a row there, this time hitting Viatrex up for the delivery.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Yes, that is the real VTS Lolo. At least I hope so. If not, that would be a real Lolo move. Now Simon, off could it be a tunnel boop, a double boop shot? I've never seen that one, but that looked like it was going to hit the right spot, potentially. In any case, we'll be stolen right back by Simon, and there you go. 15 points as Gravity. They missed that initial shot and pass to open the round. I was going to say, okay, maybe it's going to be one of those warm-ups, but no, not really the case. They are coming in hot. Just been steadily rolling along, 15 points to open it up.
teams have cleared the launcher.
So over to Simon, going to take that disc, another open goal, and just missed on that but it's kind of a rarity. They've really been connecting on an awful lot of their shots in this round. So Al Pacino getting the disc from the bottom ramp now. 2:20 left remaining, which is kind of redundant, but left remaining, and I'm left remaining in as Twink Pants gets the stun and the clear. Now, Dame is taking that one, just trying to eye both forward and behind. Cut off here in the defense. Can he get the goal, though? Yes, he will. Sanch. That was, considering the amount of defense that was actually draped and all around in the area, that was a super casual, just come up from the kind of front to, or back to front, rather. And just dip that one in right over his head on the dunk. Very, very soft dunk, again, despite it being a clustered situation. So, good concentration there to finish the effort and get those points. And meanwhile, 1:36 remaining, still here in this first round, as will be collected off that bounce to Damus. So Damus right down the tunnel. And collected back by Louis now. But yes, lots of punches going off, and no Pally Mom especially, but definitely no Pally Dad. The shot, not on the dot. Via Trex over at the wedge, going to be contested pretty well. Al Pacino, there's the direct passes, the slap passes, and the finish. Just waves it around in the air as if to say, hello stream, I'm Louis, and this is my goal. But you can see just again, it was, you know, snap, 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 pass, pass, pass. It was just the moment someone got it, it was gone once again because there was another cutter or anchored player somewhere to get that disc immediately. It's practically muscle memory at this point for Team Gravity. Now, that said, Vertigo, you know, struggling a little bit in this round, but we've seen them just as recently as yesterday once again with some fantastic team play and match play overall in that 3-round series versus Smash Dash. But that said, only held to, what, 2 points in this round, and meanwhile Team Gravity nearly hitting that 20 mark. So will be the first round victory for TG. Just kind of putting on the same sort of show that we saw in the postseason just over a month ago, and almost one last-second shot as well. But yeah, that will be the first round, 19-2. I'll give you the stat sheet, the score screen, and I'm going to take a quick drink. And not even of my non-sponsored drink, because I didn't get to the fridge in time. But I do have water, and I guess that's acceptable. Not really. Meh. No, that's interesting. So it got a little bit messed up, I suppose, when they were all switching teams right before I started the stream. Well, that'll fix itself by round 2, just so you know. Yeah, so right as I was joining, I think they saw the overlay on the stream, and they decided to all switch teams. But the thing is, the overlay we use, it pulls names as a round is starting, essentially, and I think because they were all switching up, it confused the overlays. So for the moment, you get to look at a bunch of non-stats, and I get to continue not to drink my water. 1 second! Lolo was saying, no wonder the score was so round-sided. Indeed, I suppose. Alright, here, I'll get you back to the round start screen quickly here. Maybe, just maybe, give ourselves a look at the actual stats. Oh yeah, it should fix itself for the second round. But yes, 11 points for Simon there leading the way, but you can see an assist for everyone on Team Gravity at the moment, so quite impressive. Yet again, no surprise though. Just that fact that everyone does have an assist on the team. Now that said, Team Gravity is going to launch out here in this second round. Simon finding that backboard pass, and won't be too much of an issue to score there for the first one for them. Going to that reliable backboard area to capitalize on the first goal.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so infiltrate with a disc here for Vertigo, launching out, and see if they can hopefully get in a better rhythm. That said, not able to corral the disc, and will be maybe an anchor taken just for 2, 6 meters in. So Simon winding around that barrier and finding that 4th point. See, Tiapsa? Hopefully I got that right. Says, the thing I love about gravity is no one ever has a disc for more than a second. Soyce saying that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, very much a well-oiled machine at this point, and that's really what got them that championship win. For Vertigo, unable to get that goal going, still just kind of in a off rhythm, trying to hand it off there, but Simon just cutting the pass with a punch on Damus. That said, they're still doing a good job to get back on the defense here with the stacks, and just the same, a ding on this end as well. So kind of nullifying each other there with a 2. A mid-lane shot just bouncing off, might still have a chance, and Infiltrate just securing it in case. Would have gone in anyway, but the timing, because of the stunned defender there at goal, might have been able to get there just in time to save that. So Infiltrate just making sure that it goes in for sure. So Al Pacino with the disc here, and 2 points for Vertigo here, so at least getting on the board and keeping it within 2, and trying to just ensure that Team Gravity doesn't have that same offensive efficacy as they did in that first round. If they can, now there you go, very nice dive. So Infiltrate doing a great job on that one. Unfortunately, the clear not going through, but that is definitely what you want to do. A great sign of great goalkeepers. Sure, people who can save, you know, those head-on plays directly in the goal, but also if they know when to dive on those discs and those passes, and know when to just not necessarily commit to sticking inside the goal. All right, there, Viatrex getting the goal off that cross. But it's definitely a balance, and it kind of takes that split-second decision-making, kind of knowing, being able to gauge the disc just as it leaves the hands, and recognizing, okay, is that going to be a diveable one? Is that going to be, where's the pass going to go? Is it going to a tough angle like up here? Is it going to make sense to dive? You know, so when I get onto the player, they have really no room to shoot it, or no good angle, things like that. So kind of the push and pull of goalkeeping and one of those nuances, but of course there's so many great ones across the league these days. Goalkeepers, that is. And Infiltrate here, this is some very nice passing, connecting on some of them. Let's see if they can keep going up. There you go, there's a dive I talked about. It left the hands, and goalkeeper doing a great job to just acknowledge that, yeah, that was a diveable one, so I'm not even going to sit here and go. I'm just going to dive out. I'm going to intercept it along the way, get the clear, find my teammates ahead on the floor. Viatrex, he's going to have that one-on-one, perhaps, no, 2-on-1, and great dish off at the very last second, even juking me on the cameras as Viatrex hit Simon on the way through. So that was some nice passing, as Sendo mentions in the Twitch chat there, for Vertigo on the other end. It was just that last pass. It was a little bit too far out on that last cross connection. That's why it was dove upon and got to the other end. But otherwise, yeah, it was a really nice string along of passes. And you can even see it here, but just clustering the mid lanes so heavily is Team Gravity. So even on these good looks, they just end up being cut off by that stack or by those awaiting defenders. Now, that said, Al Pacino up in the ceiling area. Simon going to dish it off, and Viatrex having it saved by Infiltrate, so another great grab defensively from Infiltrate. He's had a few of them here today. And onto the other side, it will be almost taken there by Vertigo, and already all the defenders back for Team Gravity, but all of them leaving the goal. So could be a problem had Vertigo wrangled that one, but will not be the case. Doing a lot of dancing there, some tangoing on the floor as they tangle for the disc. Now, completely untangled, goal exposed, Al Pacino gets the couple of points here, the couple of Chino, 10-2, Team Gravity. All right, so under 5 minutes left. This is the second round. And with halfway through it, Gravity pretty much meeting their same pace here. They had 19 points in the first. And then right now, 10 halfway through the second. So kind of meeting that pace. Meanwhile, for Vertigo, that could have been good, but Louis there, just too fast. So the bounce, took enough momentum off of the throw to just enable that retrieval, that save. And Viatrex immediately knows where to put it. Simon, the anchor 3. And as people are well aware, the anchor shot is a very consistent one for a player like Simon. In fact, really has a full offensive repertoire at his disposal. All right, so 13-2, less than 4 minutes remaining. This very quick rollout with some efficiency, but yet again that mid lane cutoff. I mean, the pass is really good from Vertigo, but Team Gravity just seems like they came through with a game plan, or at the very least, they're doing a fantastic job to just kind of compensate, cutting off every one of those mid lane crosses, it seems like, and getting themselves more points as a result. 15-2. That's kind of the dangerous part, because you can kind of complement the defense or the offense of Team Gravity in their passing, but then Vertigo, they're doing a great job as well on making the right passes to the right areas, generally speaking, but then Team Gravity just comes through and shows that they can defend as well. So very multi-dimensional in that sense. So there's another turnover, a grab, just missed, but the stack's there to retrieve it probably, and indeed a second miss will be taken off the wall by Twang. It looks like they're first and just slides on through and immediately tries to dish it off to the midfield. Slightly mishandled, takes a bad bounce, and Simon with the disc once more trying to evade the defense over there in the mid lane. Louis, though, able to, I guess, avoid. It looked like a kind of dangerous effort there, but he does come through with a disc and gets to Al Pacino by the end of it. So Louis, one more cross there, but a third try, not the charm. Doing some harm with the stuns. Will it be the fourth attempt? Yes, sir, with contempt, and it's 18-2. Team Gravity, one away from meeting their total in round one, and holding Vertigo to what was their total in round one as well. It was 19-2 in first. And as we wind down the second round, 18-2 in the second. So no rest being shown whatsoever from the off-season break from either of these teams, really. Granted, again, Vertigo not having the round that they would have liked to have, but on the whole, yesterday as well, showing some great team play and just strong potential as always. One of those teams that I've been happy and very interested in following throughout the weeks and throughout the months because it's been a pretty constant rise just in that skill and that team play. But for Team Gravity, just putting on a little bit too much to handle today. And that's going to be the case for most teams that do go against them, as we know and as we've seen and has been proven. Of course, in that final situation, it was Team Gravity versus Washed Up, who is not a team at the moment, because it was a, last-second shot there, or last-minute shot from Simon. But yeah, it was Washed Up coming in kind of late into the Challengers Cup of the Season 1. But what you will find is that a couple of their players there, at the very least, Boop and Finn, made their way onto the Phantoms, who we are seeing face Team Gravity next. So that's something of intrigue that we'll be looking at really, really soon here. But yeah, as the last 45 seconds of this clock does run down in round two, Viatrek's going to go to that reliable backboard spot and just end it a little bit earlier, perhaps, with a 22-2 Mercy. And that will be indeed the match here, going the way of the Season 1 champions of Europe, Team Gravity. Now, fingers crossed that this overlay just might be fixed this time. I have faith. Do you? Aha! There we go. See? Faith proven true. All right, so there's your scores. Get an eyeful. It's definitely an eyeful. Simon with 22 and 5 on the board, and that is just monstrous. 16 stuns, 4 points, and 6 assists for Via. You have 10 points and 3 assists there for Louis, and then Al Pacino with 5 and 2. Over on Vertigo's end, a couple points for Infiltrate and Sanch, and an assist for Damus and Sanch. Everyone on Vertigo with at least 1 save. Twang Pants, of course, with 3 as well as 3 steals, so nice defense from him as always. And just bothering that mid lane as much as they could, but again, ultimately not enough to get the results that they wanted here. And Team Gravity, just a strong debut win here in Season 2. Alright, so I'm going to go silent for just a moment as we shift on over and I think follow Team Gravity here. On Channel 2, the match should be casted by Sir Dimwee, Ragnarok, and Full Metal Jacket. So that will be casted on Channel 2 by Sir Dimwee. Meanwhile, on Channel 1, it should be Phantoms and Team Gravity continuing here. Okay, so gonna get that settled really quickly. So enjoy the highlights and stay tuned. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to VR Master League here on Channel 1. Oh yeah, I should change that overlay once more. I'm on top of things, don't you worry, chat. But yes, welcome back once more. I'm Palidore, and we got ourselves a match. Quite the match, in fact. Gonna be between the returning champions that we just saw in season 1 and in the last stream, for that matter. Team Gravity versus Phantoms. Of course, it's a bit of a new look Phantoms, it would seem. And very interested in seeing how this one goes. So on the caster's booth, I'm Palidore, and joining me is Caption for his first cast here of Season 2. Glad to have him. How's it going?
I'm just great. I mean, this is I was gonna mention before that this might have been one of the matchups I think we expected to see last season for the finals in EU, but I mean, with the new look Phantoms, I'm sure that's gonna change. And this was almost it almost looks like the team that actually at least half the team that ended up being in the finals, if I'm correct.
Yeah, exactly. It was a team washed up, and they came in during the Challengers Cup just right after week 12 of Season 1, which is to say the last week of the season, the regular season, and they came into that Challengers Cup, kind of a last chance qualifier type thing. And yeah, that team just they rolled, and they had themselves a great Challengers Cup. They continued on deeper into the postseason, and eventually made their way into the grand finals, and the grand finals there against Team Gravity. And their roster at that time was Boop for Washed Up. They had Finn, Bad Internet, BTW, Taco on Thursday, and Lone Gecko. And yeah, just a very impressive run. It went to 9 full rounds in that grand finals of Washed Up versus Team Gravity. And it was an exciting one. Of course, Team Gravity was a team who came ahead, and ever since then, 5-6 weeks ago, when that finals occurred, seeing Team Gravity coming back in here super strong versus Vertigo. Meanwhile, Phantoms, some change-ups, and integrating, as you said, Boop and Finn, two extremely long-time players ever since the beta days, essentially, in 2017 of the PC version of Echo Arena. And their resumes speak for themselves.
Which, by the way, Palidore, I don't know if you you might have mentioned in previous streams, but you can actually look at everyone's resumes now.
Oh, I tagged them in the wrong thing.
Oh.
This would explain it. I do this from time to time.
But as well, Phantoms undefeated last season. This is their first game this season, so coming in. So seeing if that streak's going to continue in the regular season. I mean, this is, if there was going to be one team that could really do some damage to Phantoms, I mean, Team Gravity has always been the one that really compete with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the matches between those two teams. Simon, I'm sorry, Simon. I'm sorry. Maybe yelling at me. I told the teams they could start, but I posted it in the channel they couldn't see for the casters, because I'm a derp sometimes. But you know what? That's okay. Appreciate the teams having us, and yeah, this was these matches between Team Gravity and Vertigo, and then Gravity and Phantoms scheduled here a bit last minute. But Team Gravity and Phantoms always one of those really exciting ones in the past seasons, for sure. Whether it was in the pre-season 1 in November, December, when Phantoms were Backlash at the time, or season 1, when they joined up with the Phantoms organization and then had all that success and that extremely impressive undefeated regular season record there, 24-0 if I do recall. And it just incredible run from the Phantoms last season, unable to achieve that championship that they wanted, but they still made it far. And their roster here, even though different, still very strong, full of finalists. And I'm excited to see what we do see from Phantoms in terms of, we know the personnel, we know how talented, Lil Rad and Torin are as well, and just seeing how they mesh as a team, and if they can connect with that same type of chemistry that we're used to seeing from a team of this caliber.
Yeah, and that's for sure. And as we're getting ourselves on the way, we've seen one early kind of possession change, almost a little mistake off a pass there, but that shot going to be going chest off the post. Lewis, though, going to be cleaning that one up. 2 points to begin this game. Team Gravity right off the board.
Yeah, didn't take all too long there, just half a minute in, and Team Gravity maybe just picking up where they left off against Vertigo just moments ago on this stream. They scored 22 points in round 2, if I recall, 19 in round 1. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how fiery the offense was for Team Gravity in just the match we finished. So we'll see. Another turnover, though. Simon with a disc and the clear.
It looked almost like he was going to try to go for a cloud shot. It's going to be Phantoms, though, getting all the way back there. Boop going to be able to recover that one as he tries to send that one out. But a little bit of Geo going to be in his way, so still in their end as they try to set this one up.
And over to that shoulder as well. Not quite on the anchor, so couldn't handle that initial grab, but we'll get the second one. Simon finding the goal right at the very top, and 4 points now for TG.
And what an angle coming in from Simon. He was almost right up against the angle of that goal, so he really had to stretch his arm out. At least from my perspective, that's what it looked like. Finding that one in the top corner as well, a really, really nice shot.
Yeah, absolutely. He's supremely talented on the offensive end, for sure, but it applies to so many people here. And as I often say, especially at this level of play, there's no weaknesses of these players. They can all do a little bit of everything. As a Simon, though, he's going to get all the points here starting off. I mean, just a frantic flurry, and 13 seconds into that round off that turnover.
And I mean, Simon once again just coming in. That goalie just bought that bait on that overhand shot, so he just snuck around, got that underhand. It's right in the goal. 6-0 now. Simon back-to-back goals, and really quick too, as it was Team Gravity intercepting both times.
Yeah, and trying to go for some more, so another turnover. Took a few extra seconds this time, but you know what? Will be grabbed right back by Torin, who takes a shot attempt, goes off the corner before it's retained and obtained by Louis up top, and Viatrex getting rid of it quickly, but there's the backline stacks from Phantoms.
And that's the one thing you kind of like with players like Torin, and especially at these levels, is when you get these kind of things that look like clears, you actually don't even know if they were meant to be clears. They could have been shots, they could have been anything. So that's always the fun thing with those little bounces that everyone's found.
Very true. I need to use a more generic term in the future. I think just call it a straight throw or something. Oh my goodness, that shot from Louis. High degree of difficulty as he faded to the right and off the backboard, connecting perfectly. What a shot.
I mean, defense, one of the hardest thing to do in Echo Arena, and right now Gravity is not making it look as hard as it usually is. I mean, the intercepts just coming out of anywhere, and the baits that they're throwing Phantoms to throw into is just really impressive. So this 9-0 lead is almost purely on defense, but I mean, those shots, like you just mentioned, that shot was absolutely ridiculous.
That it was. As we always say, the high-level players, the pros of the league, they really make the difficult look so easy sometimes, whether it's the passes or those shots. So
right.
Louis will grab the disc and look for that stack, and maybe some more points, double digits potentially, but couldn't make that one. So kind of goes to figure sometimes, not a knock at all, because I've felt this before too. Sometimes those open ones just end up being the most difficult ones to make.
Yeah, I can say that for sure. You work really hard making the difficult look easy, like right there. Simon moving off to the side, just catching it and releasing it right before the goalie could get there. If that was another couple of moments, I mean, that could have easily been a save. So again, the difficult looking easy.
Yeah, exactly. That was a problem on the first shot. They didn't make it hard enough with the fadeaway. It was a straight one, and you know that's okay. They fixed it that time on the rebound, and up to 12 points. So basically identical type of output as we just saw on that previous match. They're not slowing down whatsoever on Team Gravity.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, again, the defense for the Team Gravity right now is just really what's just getting it for them. I mean, Boop going to be able to get that, but once again, Viatrex coming in off that side just with the steal, so the boost going to be coming out as they are going to go for a clear there. They have a bit of an advantage as they're a bit further ahead, but unfortunately just overcommitting a little bit too much, so that could go back over into Team Phantom's hands, but it's actually going to be Gravity recovering again.
And Louis going to the backboard, where they found a lot of their success. Oh, I shouldn't say most of it by any stretch, but a lot of, I mean, they know how to vary it up. Sometimes it's that front cut attack from the shoulder of the post. They like to go to those crosses. Other times they'll just make sure to make the extra one to the backboard, and that's as good as any shot to just keep the goalies on their toes and constantly looking ahead and behind and really off balance.
Yeah, 14-0 right now. I will say that's not the score I was expecting to be going into this, but I mean, we still have at least one more to two more rounds coming in, so plenty of time here and still 4 minutes on the clock. And knowing these guys, I mean, three-pointers aren't something that's hard to find for at least a couple of them, more than well known for it, Torin and Boot.
Oh yeah, we see on such a frequent basis as, oh, look at the pass. There you go, Torin getting Finn leading just perfectly. This is one of the things we saw in that last stream where I mentioned the goalie dives and how great goalies of this league, they'll really know how to time those ones, but and when to dive and when to just stick in the goal. That one, because of that pass from Torin, it was led perfectly enough where it was even though it was a long pass, it was still placed well enough that it wasn't able to be dove upon and grabbed. So I really like that from Torin, and the finish from Finn as Lewis is gonna go in, maybe off the anchor one more, and just keeping again on the toes the goalkeepers, and it's 16 points now to 2.
I mean, Simon and Lewis together. I mean, two very, very unpredictable players in that bubble. I mean, there's not a lot of two people on defense can do. I mean, you have the one person who has to read where that pass is going, and the goalie who has to read where it's going as well. But the shot, I mean, it's just insane. And again, they're gonna go away with a steal there, right followed up by that boost. It's gonna be Lewis with an open three off that backboard, and again, 18-2, coming off another three by this pair.
Yeah, and that is the dynamic duo that I always point out, and a lot of people, even if I don't point it out, it's usually pretty obvious the chemistry that's going on there from the team play. The stacks, the passes. Frequently, if you see something good happen on the stat sheet and the score sheet in a given play, it probably involved the two of them, Simon and Lewis, on a passing play or a stack.
And I just want to mention, I didn't really have the greatest of angles there. I think I just watched the replay. I almost think Lewis actually put that into Simon's head, and Simon headbutt it.
Might have been the case, either or. They definitely know how to use their heads and use those great instincts there to find every great opportunity. It was a really good look on an open goal, and they're trying to find some more. Look at the triangle play, in fact, and there you go, right from beneath backboard area yet again. This time it was a Viatrex assisting Louis.
Yeah, and I mean, going straight up to the top, it's going to be 20-2. So I mean, 1 point away for Team Gravity to go ahead and take a mercy on this first round, which be very, very big for this game. So seeing what they're going to be able to pull off on this possession, they've gotten a couple of interceptions.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the running theme. We'll see how this one ends. We still have a minute and 20 seconds left, but that would make it now 2 of their last 3 rounds dating back to the match against Vertigo. I mean, they scored 19, 22, and now they have at least 20. So, I mean, absolute dynamos on offense at the moment. As Phantoms, we know they're a team who can get going at any point. I mean, it's going to happen sometime. With a roster like this, you figure they're not going to be held to a low amount of scoring for all too long.
And coming in here now, trying to make use of this possession, but not going to be able to quite get that as that boost coming over from the side of Phantoms, just blowing it off. So now they're going to get some passes going, but unfortunately going to be hitting the middle of that bottom part of the map there. So right back to Finn as they look to try to get this one up.
Yeah, and as they make their way into the goal, Finn, always a great teammate and passing player and goalkeeper, can score as well. We saw definitely in that postseason of Season 1 as Simon will just kind of dance this one in to end the round, and on mercy, in fact. But we saw a lot of the midfield and the steals coming into play, certainly for Finn in that postseason. And but yeah, in this particular case, as VR Jersey over there in the chat does point out as well, with new rosters, new teams, it'll still take time. There'll still be some adjustment periods oftentimes, and that very well is likely the case here for Phantoms, because the team's definitely too good to be held down for too long, I would expect. That said, a couple players dipping here. I hope that's more so just a reset. I did notice earlier that one of their players, at least over on Phantoms, did have rather high ping, 120 or so. So hopefully just a reset and nothing beyond that.
Yeah, and to be said, what you were just saying, I mean, the 3 new players being added to a team against a team that's been playing for the majority of last season. I mean, they took a big break, but I mean, obviously came back and won the finals. So I'm sure their chemistry is more than okay. So coming back in after, having a team that had fantastic chemistry clearly, as they didn't drop a game last season, to now you have like a pretty much a new team. I mean, you have Torin playing with 3 players that have played like all together previously for sure, but just 4 new players on a team dynamic in the highest possible pretty much game for EU. I mean, Team Gravity is, aside from the way Phantoms was probably the better or the best team. So it's not an easy first or second matchup to be playing at the beginning part of the season.
Yeah, but of course the beauty of it being, a longer, season. I mean, 10 weeks, so a little bit shorter than season 1, granted, but still. Point is, you have a lot of matches, to get that wind underneath you, and won't be. I don't think it'll be a very much of a long road by any stretch to get to where they want to be. And in fact, it could happen as soon as round 2, to be honest, because just too skilled. That's all I'm saying. On that note, so I was pinged, and what they're doing is it looks like switching servers. So indeed, it was that ping thing, because I did notice it on one of the launches. There was there was some high pings going on there a little bit. So that is what's going on for the moment.
So just going to be waiting to get them into a different server, as Simon is the last player standing on our server right now. I mean, Simon coming out this game before I lose it. I want to. Oh, I lost it already. The rematch happened. But you have saved me, Palidore. 13 points. All to his name. I mean, coming in, I mean, just an absolute genius of a scorer. I want to say, I mean, his fakes are baiting all the goalies. His placement for all his shots. I mean, this might not be a surprise to everyone. I don't get around to casting a lot of EU matches, so it's always a nice little treat when I get to come in and see these players play the way they do that I normally don't get to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And let's see, we're gonna try here. Get back in. Oh, looks like maybe it was hosted for me. Let me see. By Little Rad. So pardon us for our brief delays here, getting back into the game again. A server switch going on after that first round between these 2 elite teams of the league, with full of elite players and veteran ones at that. Although, as I say that, the interesting thing too, I mean, they're all veterans, yes, but on Team Gravity, they're definitely running with some players there. Simon and Louis at the very least, haven't been playing quite as long as you might expect, given how high their experience level is. And okay, can confirm the Atlas match. So if you want to join that real quick, Lil Rad, and we should be good.
I am all good.
All right, so I'll let them know that they can start here. But yeah, so yeah, just the experience level. I mean, they kind of play beyond their years, in terms of echo years, that is to say, and it's really impressive what they've managed to put together and continue. From 2017 through 2020 now, as the roster has changed for Team Gravity, they've always been a consistent, top of the line elite team, leading the way and making it to finals of any given season. So we're gonna start round 2 now. Get back right into it, and let's see if it'll be a more successful one here for Phantoms now, kind of resetting the mindset as well as the server. So here we go. Launch taken first by Boop. A very nice grab, in fact. Oh, to Torin. So there is the start, and right away, scoring 6 seconds in.
I mean, what a read, what a pass coming from Boop. I mean, that was a more than impressive read there on that initial joust, and more than impressive reactions too. I mean, I just don't know what else to say about that. It was a fantastic job by Boop.
Absolutely, and well prepared as well as Torin. So I mean, even whether it was a pass or shot attempt, and I'm inclined to think probably the former, but knowing that you have a teammate there to secure the disc, even if you miss, which is a rarity for Boop, it just makes the attempt all the more confident and comfortable, and that's what Team Gravity was doing a lot as well in this stream today. They take their shots, but they already know that they have stacks awaiting and players there to recover even their loose discs. So they just have so much dangerous things going their way, and that's why they punish so many teams off of every little mistake, because even their own mistakes they clean up with just incredible efficiency.
As we see here, Gravity, maybe a little bit more passing here coming in, as you've seen the boost come out, but just a little miss at the beginning there, but now getting some passes set up. They're going to be able to get that one across. Finn going in, taking that shot, so it's going to be 4-0 now coming over for Team Gravity, so a way better start than we were seeing last game.
Absolutely, already surpassing their previous score. Indeed, that first round was 22-2. favoring Team Gravity. And that's been the case. As same with the Vertigo game. They just seem to be rolling and just putting off incredible offensive numbers. But after this server change here, really does look like momentum is on the side of Phantoms, because again, coming away with a disc and now on offense, Caption.
Yeah, so really, really doing a good job of getting this disc again, almost kind of reverse of what we've seen last time. What Gravity was doing to Phantoms. Phantoms is now trying to do that to Gravity as they get it here. They have a wide open shot, but what a save coming out from Simon as he just robs the open goal coming across the map like that.
Oh, wow. Phantoms did everything right on that one. That was just a beautiful, patient play to kind of work up to the floor and have themselves an open goal. But credit to Simon, again, showing, oh, no, boop! The shot from way downtown. And that is 7 points after, oh, my goodness.
I mean, this is exactly what we were expecting last game, and I mean, they just had to give us a little bit of a wait time to show up for this. What a shot coming by Boop, and that backward slap to get it to him, too. I mean, that whole play, just impressive sequence between all three players that were involved.
What a turnaround round this has been. That said, oh, the goal left exposed. They're not punished for it yet, but maybe the second attempt, a nice flourish from Simon right off the barrier, and he'll work that one in at 16 a second. So the first two for Gravity now after a few minutes.
Yeah, and I think a really, really, really important time to answer back there. I mean, that shot was a momentum builder over for Team Phantom, sorry. As if they would have let them have another goal right after a shot like that, I mean, it could have been almost detrimental to this game and almost uncomebackable. But right now, 2 straight unanswered goals, that's going to be really, really good for the swing of momentum.
Yeah, just as fast as momentum can swing in one direction for teams like Phantoms, and, well, same with Team Gravity. It's really difficult to hold them back for too long, and with back-to-back scores, suddenly that 7-0 it's just a 3-point game now, which is again, if you're on the Phantom side, it's one of those situations where it feels like, man, we played so well for 3 minutes, and then after an extra 20 seconds, suddenly it's almost all been nullified. And that is the difficulty of dealing with a team like Gravity, who can just pile on points to the degree and just the efficiency that they can.
Right now, good midfield passing going to be coming out for Team Phantoms as they're getting this one back and forth, but this boost from Simon and Lewis doing a lot of pressure damage pretty much there, but that bounce maybe going into the favor as Phantoms as it bounced off the Geo but gets right back to Lil Rad, so back again to this passing as they try to get some advancement coming up.
And that they will. Now, they've done a great job dragging out 2 defenders way outside that bubble, now making their way back in, but it's still just a one-on-one, up and under, right the defender, into the defender's feet, and there you go. Phantoms, nice job from Torin there scoring, but I like the control, so they got a little disarrayed, the last couple plays, that last back-to-back series of goals. So what do? They slowed it down, they made their passes, they got a one-on-one. That's perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, that was almost a very, very, very prime example of what perfect offense looks like. I mean, just taking the disc control all the way down until you can get a man to get inside of that bubble, and I mean, just fantastic job for them. But once again here, we're going to have Team Gravity being able to go ahead and get this one back, as it's going to be Lewis now looking to attack.
That he is, and off the backboard, a dangerous shot, especially with a couple goalkeepers in there. Still had a chance, of course, and not afraid to take those risks every now and then. But deep shot from Finn. Is it in? It is. Finn, possible. It is. It's 12-4. Phantoms. The turnaround continues, and that's a beautiful hit from 3.
I mean, and going back to what I said earlier, all of these players can shoot. So any time there's a little bit of an opening, I mean, and you have a little bit of an open goal, it is a shot attempt, and it is tempting for them to take those shots because, I mean, they're making them on both sides. So it's going to be interesting if they're going to switch anything up in regards to that. But as we come out here, it's just going to be an attempt at a clear, but that clear not going to quite get there. Back over to Boop as he has Torin open on that side with a boost coming in, but that initial pass going to be missed, so a little bit of a mistake. They're going to end up going over, but the goalie going to get punched out.
And Finn, we'll backtrack that to Boop in the back line. I do like Lil Red as well. He was running some smart interference while they tried to collect the disc. The passes here for Phantoms, the last few of them now, have been a little bit off. So just trying to recollect themselves here, but still playing some great defense. They've had a lot of firm control of it in the last couple minutes, ever since those back-to-back goals from Team Gravity. But now it's just a matter of getting back on the defense and trying to deny them some more points. But as I say that, Team Gravity with a similarly just off pass, and it's going to result in the brief delay, waste a couple seconds, and dunk it in just as the stack flies by.
Yeah, and a couple mistakes going on both sides. I mean, right after we had that almost perfect offense for Phantoms, I mean, a couple mistakes on passes led to maybe some missed opportunities on goals, but regardless, they're able to get it all the way back down and just get an easy dunk for 2. So, and wasted a couple of seconds, like you mentioned, Boop, just holding on.
Yeah, and if they can hold on for just a little bit longer, this 10-point lead will be looking good for that round 3. Of course, as I said, you got to be careful because Team Gravity, if anyone can score 10 points in a couple minutes, Team Gravity certainly can. So they still need to maintain that same kind of control here and just try and play the clock the best they can and not get too loose with it and then allow that opportunity for any comeback.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous thing about playing teams like this. I mean, you get too comfortable for just a second. You don't have a lead anymore. It's right here. Albi is just going to be able to get down there and get the 3-pointer going. So a 7-14. So making that lead from 10 right to 7, just as we were talking about it.
Yeah, that's not the kind of giveaway they wanted to give, especially from 3. One thing to give away those 2s, but those 3s, big momentum builders as well as momentum breakers if you're the team who got scored on. Just like that, this is what I mean. I mean, one goes in and suddenly it's like the well is wide open for another. So still sticking into the game. Team Gravity, another back-to-back score in that 20, 30-second span. So that's the second time in this round we've seen one of those.
Yeah, I mean, Gravity coming right back within just a couple of seconds, trimming that lead in half. So a lot better of a situation. A minute and a half, only looking at 5-point deficit. So seeing how they're going to be able to switch this one up, see if they can get anything going, as that missed pass going to be going right back into the hands of Phantoms. So maybe another opportunity to get another couple of points. And once again, just within a short period of time, control this lead.
Oh, and maybe a 3. Potentially no, covered up by the goalie and got the 2. That was taken from 7 meters out, so still a bit risky. But again, when you have that mentality, that momentum on your side, it just feels like everything goes in. You're more confident when you take those shots from deeper out. And just the same, the goalie, because of the last 2 shots in a row, it gets more scrambled. So a huge momentum shift. There's 45 seconds left. Phantoms narrowly holding on to this lead, and I do mean narrowly, trying to force that round 3. But look at Team Gravity back again on the offensive, and at the moment too, the goal may be exposed for a tie-up, but no, finally getting back on, and the pass slightly off. So you could definitely tell. I mean, the blood pressure has to be high. They're going to go in, but off the hands or head, rather. It will still be retained, though, by Team Gravity with 18 seconds left, and now they need to go for a 3.
Yeah,
and
going way out.
Now one more anchor, perhaps, need to make it in for the tie. Oh my goodness, it's an overtime.
I mean, Simon just kept getting the disc fed to him and eventually finding himself on the top nest block for an anchor, able to sneak it through everybody. 3 points. We're going to have 14-14 coming up. That's Team, was that Gravity? Yeah, coming back all the way back, 10 points down, tying this one up, now forcing an overtime.
This is not even the first time that Team Gravity's done stuff like this with those last, they do it with such efficiency and efficacy. It's ridiculous. And now the momentum all on their side for, the save from Torrent. So absolutely denied in overtime. Huge clutch defensive plays, but still another attempt and Caption. Oh no, Torrent, the madman.
Yeah, Simon coming in there like it was nobody's business. He's been hot all day, but it's going to be Torrent 2 times getting huge saves as he's going to be the one bringing this one all the way down. He's going to be able to feed that one to the back, but another stuff coming out from Viatrix as he gets this one cleared out. It's going to be another switch of possession possibly.
The plays for days from each one of these 2 teams defensively showing they're just unmatched in this league in terms of the clutch factor, the defense. It's unbelievable just to pull off things like that in a late game situation. But can they do it again? One more cross, but off the pole.
Oh, Simon, unfortunately, just not getting all of that shot, but he might be able to get all of this one going down. He's gonna finish this game off, coming straight down from the roof, tying this one up 14-14, down by 10 points, taking the game in overtime. What a game two.
Absolutely unbelievable. First of all, that game, incredible. And what the tenacity, first from Phantoms to come back after a Mercy in the first round, to be able to do that in round two, and look so strong and so much, so collected. But then for Team Gravity, the tenacity to come back in the last 2 minutes. They were down. Remember what I said, the 2 minutes left. If a team can score 10 points in about 2.5 minutes, it's Team Gravity. Guess what? They did.
Yeah, and I mean, I was hesitant to believe you. I thought it was just something you were saying. Then all of a sudden, next thing it becomes reality. And what a game coming up for Team Gravity. But more importantly, I mean, what a comeback coming back from Team Phantoms as well. I mean, getting mercied in the first round and coming back and having such a fantastic game in that second round. It just proves that mentality of it's just one game and you can still come back and win a series even if you get mercied.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy good game. Fun to watch. That said, can't dally too long, I don't think, as we have, let's see, one more match coming up. It's going to be Not Esport versus Watchin' Weebs, I do believe. Supposed to start in the last 4 minutes. So, yeah, indeed, I can't dally too long. We're going to be right back in a moment, so stay tuned. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to VR Master League Season 2, Week 1. Getting ready for stream, or match 3 out of 3 here on this stream. And that's going to be Nant Esports over on Orange Team versus Watching Weaves. Two returning teams from Season 1 of VRML. And I'm going to be excited to watch this one. A lot of people at home as well. Got a lot of hype votes on this match. We just got done with 2 hype matches, especially that last round, that round 2, Phantoms and Team Gravity that we just ended on was amazing. Went all the way to OT and some clutch moments. Now joining us here, though, back on the stream, I'm Palidore, of course. Joining me is Caption once more. Glad to have him back here on the casting end, and looking forward to this match.
Yeah, I mean, a matchup that I presume we've seen quite a bit last season. Definitely around the EU community, you know, it was teams were a little bit shorter, so you've seen a lot more frequent and common matchups. Obviously, it's not the case anymore. Both growing rapidly in this offseason, so I'm excited to see how this is going to go once again, and possibly how this is going to affect the future, because I believe Watching Weaves is the top right now for their seed. With that being said, only 1 game played, so this game might change that one, but for sure, going to be an exciting matchup to see.
Yeah, for the definitely first couple of weeks, ranks and divisions and all that stuff, MMRs, no doubt going to be super volatile. I mean, part of it was challenge week, week 0, that is to say, where teams were allowed up to 4 challenges, and I know a lot of teams certainly taking full advantage of that. Looks like, yeah, Watching Weaves had 4, all 4 challenge matches there. They played and they won as well, so having some nice success on their side of things. And yeah, it's kind of unprecedented in the league, whether it's Onward or Echo or what have you. And for VRML, having this many teams to start out a season, not been seen before. For that matter, not been seen really in VR esports before. So it's a kind of new waters we're treading, and I do feel like if Season 1 and preseason is any indication, we're still, over the next week or 2 as more matches get played and that ladder starts to settle, we're definitely going to kind of get a better idea of where everyone stands for sure. But with 140 some teams, I mean, your guess is as good as mine where any particular team is going to fall.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, once again, only the beginning of the season, so going in here, I thought I heard 1 team ready up. I could have been wrong, though. But again, just one of these EU matches, I don't like speaking too much on them. I don't know the matchups too well, I'm going to be honest, but we're out here trying to learn.
Well, that's kind of the case I'm finding myself in all week just with most of these teams, and I say that in the best of ways. It's a great problem to have, the fact that for once, I don't know most of the players in Echo Arena are competitive. For the last few years, like you get a good helping of new teams, especially when VRML came around. We saw a lot of new people registering new teams, but there was still a solid portion that I knew. But at this point, I mean, the amount of teams that I used to know are kind of outnumbered like 3 to 1 at this point. So it's an entirely different dynamic, and it's kind of fun to see how that unfolds. A quick hello, by the way, to Twitch chat there. See YOLO Man, see Coco, Miola, and Mippy as this first shot taken off the backboard, though, or off the shield, that is to say, as Steffo will get the disc to Hamster, and Hamster on the wheel deals it into the goal for the first couple.
That was a good one. I think that's the best one I've ever heard. I appreciate that one, Palidore.
Ever.
Ever.
Well,
I think it was one of your finer ones.
Oh, yeah, okay. I appreciate that. I have to work up to it. For the first matches on this stream, I had about 5 minutes from getting out of bed to getting that first match because they were scheduled early this morning. So I didn't expect it, but then I saw it and then I was there. And yeah, really happy to have these matches and to feature them, especially these ones. All 3 of these matches, big hype matches for sure. That's a hype shot, bad Elmo.
Yeah, able to get that one all the way down from one side to the other, right in his hands. And I mean, wide open goal again. That was not one of those goals that's open for long. That boost was coming in. And it was not a very savable shot, but it could have been grabbed. So, I mean, a risky shot coming out from Bad Elmo, but pays off. 5-0 now coming in. Whoa. But unfortunately, it's going to be missing that. But again, coming right back, they're going to be able to get this a one-on-one situation, though. Bad Elmo kind of taking his time, getting under, scooping under as he gets another 2 points.
What a hot start here for watching Weebs. Wasn't sure entirely what to expect, except the fact that I know for both of these teams, not Esport and watching Weebs, a lot of the hungry teams of this league have been really busy with the scrims, the practicing, and you know there's for as many elite veteran teams as you know there have been, it's always been fun watching these newer teams into competitive play, which both of these were joining into VRML. Just watching them along the way continue to get better and better, and certainly watching Weebs just right off the bat are impressing with all this speed and incredible defense, which is really buying them some great opportunities.
Yeah, great job coming out from them, and just have to improve that again. One thing that you'll see in these games is if you lose a little bit of momentum, that can easily get swung there. And Swift coming down for a very nice interception, looking for a spot to maybe put it so we can get a boost off, but unfortunately that boost not going to quite connect, so it's going to be back over into the hands of watching Weebs.
All right, but not Esport does actually get it back here at the midfield. Might find their first goal, and absolutely, it's a Mr. Reliable Swift. Always a frequent scorer if points are going in for not Esport.
Yeah, and just able to get that pass going up over to one of the shoulder blocks there and just sneaking it out, getting it behind the goalie. Not in a literal way. He did get it behind the goalie, but he snuck the disc behind the goalie the whole way. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Dave stand with the disc here on watching Weebs. They're going to roll out on offense again. A bounce being taken off that wedge will be had by Frogio instead. He's going to back it out and try and find that stability here as they look for their passing angles and just try to kind of stabilize after that initial start. And, oh, the shot barely grazing that rim off the top and back to Hamster's hands.
Yeah, Swift trying to look to go from downtown, but unfortunately not able to get that, but he does get it back, but quickly stunned out by Bad Elmo as he just gets that one cleared out, so all the way down to the other side it goes with a boost coming in, but unfortunately is taking it right off the post there, so back over to Nant's hands.
Yeah, and taking some bounces, so as the boost comes in, it looks like 3 different players there for an Esport, and oh, the unfortunate miss there. The rebound, however, a beautiful tap pass right in time and right down below, so great passing here coming in from non-Esport, and oh no, the export from Steffo, Hamsterville, all in the goal. Maybe even Bad Elmo, I don't know. I'm tickled, though, by the defense.
And that was a really great job by them to be able to get that disc saved and cleared out. So calm and collected coming in, but right back over to Frogio it goes as he tries to get that one across the other side. Unfortunately, that boost just a little bit too far up, but it's going to be Alikos able to get that one back and backing that one all the way back out to Frogio as well.
And Frogio from the back lane here, coming in, joining non-Esport last season. Then known as Fusion. Before then, I believe he was on the Vibers as well. But up here to the pass, it's going to be Alikos going over. One more pass, Charlie, and then, oh no, another grab out. So the defense here from watching Weebs, really impressing. Not to mention the fact that they keep getting back on the offensive end as well for these attempts. Now, that said, non-Esport definitely picking up the speed to rebound it here. But the defense, man, from watching Weebs is something to definitely watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, last couple of shots, really good opportunities for the strikers, but the goalie just able to get it. Doesn't. Yeah, I don't believe it's been the same goalie every time. It's whoever's really there, just able to sneak that one by and grab it and just absolutely rob them of a 2 points. So really good job coming from watching Weebs.
Absolutely. Swift, though, trying to get his team another attempt. There's a great pass right to Frogio at the barrier, and he's going to walk that one right in on the goalie for their 4th point. So, 3-point match here, still 4.5 remaining.
And a great job there by Swift to lead Frogio in there. It was a really great lead pass. So, now only looking at a 3-point deficit with just around 4 and a bit left. So, seeing what they can do. That's a lot of time to get something going, but also a lot of time for the opposition watching Weebs to get something going as well.
Yeah, but look at again. So non-Esport after a big grab. Oh, the save, Alikos now. Look at the defense now from non-Esport. Amazing stacks, first of all. Back to back to fourth to forward. It's a score, and it's 7-6 here as we continue this streak of hot pace.
Yeah, it's going to be Alikos doing everything on both ends there. I mean, a great save, getting that clear out, and then catching someone for the boost, getting 2 points. So now a 7-6 game with just not too much time that was taken off between those 2 goals. So again, it's going to be Nance really putting on the pressure.
Yeah, doing such a great job here. I really like the speed we're seeing as well. After that initial rugged start there, where I call it sometimes just that period where you have to get the wind underneath you. That nerves. But it's gonna be Steffo here getting that goal finally after being scoreless for a little bit. But those pre-stream the jitters rather is what I was trying to get at there. And I think ever since the first couple minutes, though, you definitely see non-esport. They're getting back so quickly. They're immediately on the stacks now. They're getting there not only quickly, but with several seconds to spare on a lot of these clears. So it's a great job by them. But watching Weebs now coming back with some defense again. Open goal. And it will go.
Yeah, so right back over to a 6-point lead again for watching Weebs. 12-6. So again, scores going rapid fire in both directions. Huge momentum switches coming from both teams. So it's going to be watching Weebs is going to be the one to have to kind of cool off now a little bit. They're really hot right now. So it's going to see how Nons is going to be able to respond to this.
Yeah, we'll see if they can. They did once, but can they do it again with only 2 minutes left? There's a pass backing it out wisely there. A tough shot to take. A rebound by Swift. Has some teammates, but the just options really cut off very well again by that Watch and Weave's defense. And Dancer Lola, I do believe, has that shot. Oh, almost. It's not, at least according to Swift. He said I was pronouncing it fine, so I'm going with that. Not silent S, unless I'm told otherwise. Is it Nance? I don't know.
I don't know. Nance. I don't know. I keep calling it Nance, but regardless,
it's a very American way to pronounce it.
Not American.
Canadian. Well, you're North American. You know what I mean. It's a very Western way to approach the word. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I got you on a technicality, Caption. To clarify, he is Canadian. Oh, Canada.
Oh. Regardless, we're back to the game.
Yes, we are.
And then, so it's going to be watching Weaves back at it. They're trying to get this one cleared out, but it's going to go right into the hand of Swift as he tries to get that one cleared out. But back and forth going on here. Going to be back over to watching Weaves, getting that pass all the way across. A really great pass going out, a fake, but a stun coming out right before he can get that shot going off. So now a little bit of a switch of possession.
Yeah, and back to the tunnel. The double boost coming in from either team. Both getting there about the same time, but Bad Elmo does find Hamster eventually. Hamster having it intercepted by Swift. Swift having it intercepted by Bad Elmo. So some ping pong and will be a little too low, but that was a nice straight shot. Just couldn't quite clear that barrier.
So now we're going to get some more passing going here with this boost. Going to be going up there for Nons as they're going to be able to get that one over. It's going to be the hand of Swift, but Swift quickly stunned out by Watch and Weebs coming all the way from the back as they're able to get this one cleared out themselves once again. But no one really going to be getting over there really quickly to get that one. So it's just going to be kind of hovering.
Yeah, and with a clock winding down, that could have been an opportunity, but Frogio denying it with a great stun. Swift, a deep shot, just trying to evade the defenders, but unfortunately there's two of them there in a straight line, and, well, now over the line and time run out. With time running out, it's 12-6, and watching Weaves, that's a very impressive debut here on this stream today.
Yeah, and I mean, 12-6, I mean, courtesy of very, very good defense for the most part. And I mean, you can't ignore it going on the other side as well. I mean, Alacost himself was doing fantastic work. So just all around, it's just been really, really, really good defense. I can't emphasize that enough. Just the defense in this game has been the absolute winner.
Phenomenal, in fact. Yeah, watching Weaves, some great goalkeeping for sure, and just cutting off those lanes and making it very, very difficult for not to get their offense flowing. Of course, Alacost had that beautiful save there on the other end for his team as well. But a lot of non-esports' return in that round, that initial burst of momentum was really based off that burst of speed when we're talking about the stacks coming through and just the awareness that, okay, the moment that we don't have control of the disc is the moment that we want to be looking for a grab. And that's one of the biggest points of emphasis, I think, to any team in the league, young or old or veteran or rookie, doesn't really matter, is that you're always looking for a way to get faster. That is a huge part of Echo Arena, And we'll see how that plays to the advantage here of Not Esport. They can keep that up and maybe have a return second round.
Yeah, so they're going to be coming out here, seeing who's going to win this initial joust. I mean, most initial joust wins turning into fast goals, but Headbutt sometimes doesn't quite do that for you as they see if they can re-get that one. But a great defensive effort there by Frogio. I don't know if that was a headbutt, but nonetheless able to get that one away from the opposition as it heads all the way down inside their bubble.
Yeah, so much cluttered gameplay happening up in there. The passing and the brawling and just trying to find their angles. So I'm really impressed. Frogio was able to just get the concentration necessary to even save that. Now, that said, Frogio trying to concentrate for that pass over there, and it will be got by Frogio after all. So nice kind of two-man game assisted by Charlie.
Yeah, so able to work that one all the way back down off that great defensive effort off that initial joust, and they come away with the 2 points. So, contradicting what I said originally, maybe sometimes it works the other way.
Yeah, I mean, everything works at a different time. That shot is right on line, looking mighty fine. It's 5 points here for Not Esport, and that's the start they wanted to this round. Absolutely.
I mean, and what a just absolute picture-perfect shot coming from Swift. I mean, the grab to that shot was absolutely fluid. The whole motion was fluid, and it pays off 5-0. So great effort coming off by Not to just come back off a loss and just really push it what they were doing.
And now pushing the pace. There's the stacks we talked about, buying big advantages for them in the first round on their attempted comeback. Getting some of that here again. There you go. 3 different players for Not Esport, all ready to just collapse on the disc and get it right back. That said, throwing it to Hamster in the middle, so this will now make an offense, attempt here for Watch and Weaves, and the defense just trying to balance up and lock them down.
Yeah, gonna just get some back passing, good control coming out here as they're trying to get that one around that pass. I don't quite know where that one was off to going, but it's gonna be into Frogio's hands, but Frogio may be playing around with it a little bit too much.
Oh,
He's gonna
wow.
be able to over and a great pass over to Hamster to put 2 points on the board, going over for Team Watch and Weaves.
Oh, that was beautiful. From Steffo to Hamster, just getting the steal here. Kind of dealing with that jukey defense or offense, but then the awareness. That was a perfectly soft pass, made it so catchable, and it was the perfect place. So a gorgeous move there to convert on their first couple points, and now watching Weaves back here on the defense, getting stunned out though. Frogio the disc, he gets stunned himself, and right back to Hamster though once again.
Yeah, and the stuns this game really, really doing parts for both teams. I mean, it's been a huge momentum switcher almost. Just a stun coming out to a loss of disc in a really, really vulnerable place.
Yeah, and trying to keep those offenses honest and vulnerable in their own right, if nothing else, with those stacks. You can see just the very quick redirect attempts here coming in. And in fact, see, it does get Watch and Weaves the disc right back. That was just nice patience on the stack. Knowing that they're not only fast, but just maintaining the pace and trying to redirect. Now, that said, maybe not quite patient enough on that shot attempt. Couldn't line it up.
Yeah, and though that 3 was more than what they could have used there, but it's going to go right back into Alikot's hands as he's going for a chance himself, but not going to be quite on the mark, a little bit off to that side. So it's going to be Watch and Weaves able to get this one over, looking at open goal, but they're just going to get that one down, start their chain going out, hanging right in front. So it's going to be Steffo able to get down there, make this a 1-point game.
The stacks right now from Watch and Weaves. I was complimenting Not Esport in round 1. Watch and Weaves now. That entire sequence back and forth the last 45 seconds or so of that whole round, that was amazing. They had a double stack running with such efficiency, such patience. They were all over the floor. You would think that this was an 8-man team instead of a 4-1.
As that goes off, Frogio going to go for his own shot. Just going to miss off the mark, though. Charlie going to be able to get off that side and clean it up for him. So another 2 points going back over into the side of None, as they're going to be up by 3, 7-4.
Yeah, so good return to the goal here and getting some points back on the board after Watch and Weaves scoring some there. So up by 3, we're halfway through this second round. And as always, maybe hopeful for that third. Super competitive, without doubt. But yeah, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing here. That said, it looks like Not Esport, maybe another attempt. They do have an open goal. Rebound, can they get it through this time? Oh, extra pass, that was fantastic.
looked like he was going to scoop under for that shot, and with that boost coming in, I mean, that's a really good pass, and it's a very smart pass to make, because all three of those players faded behind that goal in panic just because they thought that shot was going to be going off. So that extra pass made it pretty much 100% assured that was going to be a goal.
Yeah, that was great. That was a very high degree of difficulty in the sense that just noticing the fact they had a cutter and the awareness and the discipline to make that happen. A lot of players in that kind of situation would not have made the pass, not because they're selfish or greedy or whatever, just because having that register, even with comms, it would be so difficult with all those players in the way and the goal right in front of your face. You know, if he took that shot, I would not have blamed Frogio whatsoever. But yeah, just a beautiful play and almost a shot as well here.
Yeah, so it's going to be back over into Frogio's hand. He's going to get that one off to the side, but what a save! Going to be coming out for Hamster, but unfortunately that clear not going to be online. Eventually that stun going to be going out, so it's going to be watching Weebs just getting this one down to the other side of the arena and not going to be missing that boost. So a chance here possibly for watching Weebs to get themselves a little bit closer. 4 minutes left. They're only down by 5. They did just get a dropout though, so see how they play this offense as they now with Steffo coming up, maybe get a little bit more jukey, but Bad Elmo now looking all alone, trying to get in that bubble, but it's going to be stolen by Swift as he gets this one cleared out.
And they do actually have their player return here, fortunately, so maybe no harm done. I just want to point out that save earlier by Steffo, I believe, off that backboard area. That's exactly why Frogio made that pass earlier, because the goalkeeping, man, it's so tough to deal with, and you're always thinking about it when you're approaching on offense.
Yeah, 100% when these goalies get inside of your head, it's get a lot more difficult to be a striker because now you have to really think about what you're doing here. But oh, that overcommit on that boost could be a little bit dangerous there, but it's gonna be Dave getting a duck on, a couple of stuns going out. This is gonna be loose, but it's gonna be slapped out eventually coming by Non. So not gonna quite get there, but a recovery from Bad Elmo.
And we'll have it stolen here by Swift, and Swift trying to get that through. It doesn't get it the first attempt, but just some nice stacks, very quick, and the shot is deep, but right into the hands of Dave Stan.
Yeah, Dave Stan gonna be able to get that one. Now Steffo looking to move that over. Going to be able to get that one all the way down. It's going to be Hamster coming up, made a couple of nice saves. Now looking to do something on offense. Slowed down a little bit, though. He's going to get that cross pass going, but a little bit of that post going to be in the way, so not going to be able to quite get that. Is that clear now for Nant? Going to be coming out, but not going to quite make its way out until Swift coming by with that slap all the way down to the other end.
And as it does graze by that backboard, they're trying to position out now. Look, all the players coming in with some speed, but underarming it is Frogio. And very nice, just a soft shot, 10 meters a second to get that underneath the defense as they approached.
Yeah, good job by Frogio. And once again, as we were talking about earlier, he really took his time. I mean, that's another chance where once you get the disc, you just unload that shot. But Frogio taking an extra second to kind of post up on that post there and just kind of assess what's going on with the goalie and gets the best situation there, able to get that one over as Bad Elmo goes for a three-pointer. Maybe works out in his favor eventually, though. They're going to be able to get this one back. A pass going down, but no one's going to be there.
Yeah, rather risky shot to take, but luckily for them, they won't pay for it at the moment. Maybe just going to convert, and they're going to pay themselves. So cashing in the check, it's 11-6. Watching Weaves, courtesy of Dave Stan there, getting back on the scoreboard, but only a minute and 30 remaining in this second round. So it's still going to be tough to come back here, and we might be looking at that third round.
Yeah, so now coming out here, it's going to be the side of Nant now with a chance here. If there could be an interception, that could be very big coming out for watching Weeds, but they're able to get that one down. But unfortunately, pass not going to be there. But once again, these stuns are going to be there. Frogio looking at an open 3, and he's going to be able to convert that one. So 14-6 is going to be Nant really improving on this lead.
Yeah, and that just might be enough to secure them, just enough buffer. I don't think mathematically it's impossible, but it's just about there, if nothing else. And at this point, Nant just got to hold strong for this final minute, and they'll be looking good going into the third round.
Yeah, so now sneaking this one around, it's going to be watching Weaves trying to convert another goal here, try to get themselves caught up. They're going for some nice passes, a big cross pass coming in there, a duck, but great defense coming out from Swift as he's able to duck with him, get that one cleared out.
And as it floats right around mid, as well as all the players, just all up in the area. 25 seconds left, will be taken back by Frogio. A very soft pass, recognizing the teammate there in the tunnel, Alakos. And Alakos just as well. Some good comms. Obviously, the positioning flawless. And, oh, unfortunately, the grab not there. But still yet, this round will be theirs here for non-esport.
Yeah, not going to be taking this one. So we will be seeing a winner take all round, round 3.
Yes, sir.
Coming out here, and what's been a competitive game. I mean, both teams in 2 different rounds. I mean, a very, very similar score. First round was 12-6 going for Watching Weebs. This round, 14-6 for Nant. So, seeing what's going to be going on in that third round, sorry, going to be really interesting to see how that's going to sway.
Absolutely. So there's a look at the stat sheet, and Zinzan said, "Lulz and Echo VR Esports Cast." Yes, sir. All day, every day. This is my life. Enjoy it as you will. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us in the Twitch chat. See 81 people popping in, so getting nice and hyped here and having a good time. And pleased to say, another third round coming our way after that epic match as well between Team Gravity and Phantoms just about half an hour ago, especially that second rounder with the overtimes. But we got another one here today with non-esport and Watching Weebs. We've had several third rounds and some overtimes and game winners the last couple days of cast for that matter. It's been fun to watch. I've been really enjoying myself, whether it's with these seasoned teams or the 100 rookie teams that we have going into this season. It's been great.
Yeah, it is. In regards to what you said earlier too, I mean, it's more or less for you. I mean, just coming into these games, I mean, you don't know half the players. We're coming from a part of a community that we knew everybody that we've seen in the game, and now I go into a game, I can't recognize anybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really exciting to see.
Yeah, if nothing else, this last 3 matches we've featured here on stream, including this one, have been pleasant because, well, in the sense that we already know these names and these players, so it's a little bit less of a figuring out process, although that said, I do usually enjoy it as that shot is just going to narrowly miss off at Joust Alakos. So right back off to that frantic start. We'll see where it goes. This is the third round. Winner takes all for this particular match here in week 1 of season 2.
Yeah, and that cross pass could have been everything there. I mean, really, really great try getting him open, just not able to quite get that speed. It's going to be a clear going for Watching Weebs, as that's going to be just right around the goal. Maybe they can get a boost coming out or not, but it's going to be Nant there to recover.
And over to the immediate pass to Alakos by Bowtie working it up the floor. Got to be aware of that stack behind him approaching, but the bounce will be actually taken still by Dave, so some good redirects, but kind of clumping up here for Watching Weebs. They need to spread out a little bit, and they do so fairly quickly, so a good job on that. And some great stuns coming through from non-esport enables 3 of their players to get there, but the overshoot will result in the grab, but unfortunately just missing the handles as well, so a couple of just mishandles from both teams and kind of nullifying each other, therefore, for this deep, deep shot.
Yeah, now it's going to be over to Alakos as he's looking at a wide open 3-pointer. Going to make this game 3-0 just like that. I mean, going off to the other hand, just an unfortunate, just an unfortunate spot to catch that disc. Pretty much it was inside the shield, so losing possession, getting that all the way down, and now you're looking at a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, back and forth on that pace, and finally getting the open goal with that speed. I mentioned really in round 1, it was taken by Watching Weebs and almost came back upon by non-esport because of the speed. And then round 2, it was kind of the opposite there, where it was Watching Weebs. They had the better end of the speed, but that said, it was not holding on for the win. So I'm not really sure what to expect, except maybe, well, hopefully a continually even match in this one, because I think it seems like, you know, one team does something and then the other team says, well, I can do it better, and it's just they're basically trading punches, going head to head here, neck and neck on this the day. So are going to continue on now with a 3-point lead for non-esport and Bad Elmo with a disc.
Yeah, they're going to be able to try to get that one passed up, but unfortunately that pass to the top just going to be missing. So non-esport once again going to be able to get that one over, and a back pass over to Alakos. He's going to be able to find a cross pass going to Swift. 2 people going to be boosting up, but Swift maybe holding on to the disc for a little bit too long. Going to be giving that one right back up to Watching Weebs. And
up to the inverted players, Steffo here on the ceiling, just trying to maneuver around cleverly and trickily as he may. Shoulder pass, a shot a little far out, but had to get rid of it fast because of the defense right on his feet. That said, Steffo has it stolen here by Charlie. And Charlie throwing it right through the tunnel. There's the boost, but some great punches coming in there. It was a hamster just dealing some brawls out to enable the grab.
Yeah, great leech coming out from Hamster, but Alikos gonna be able to get that one back, but it's gonna be Hamster once again, just in front of that passing line. Able to get that one over, but again, a little bit of ping pong back to Alikos as Swift coming down from the top, able to get that one to the top corner. It's gonna be a 5-0 lead.
All right, so after a few minutes through this third round, non-esport feeling pretty good, but still a narrow lead on the whole, because we know from the first couple rounds, I mean, anything can happen in the span of a couple minutes. Those momentum shifts, very real. It's always something you can see and just feel happening. And, you know, with the scoring output in the double digits for the last couple rounds, I mean, we'll see. Backboard shot just going to narrowly miss, however, and back to the side wall.
Yeah, and again, just trading stuns there is going to open it up so the back reset man can actually get that disc. And Dave making a really good move. He tries to get that one up. It's going to go to the backboard eventually, but the stun going to be coming out once again for Alikos. So just going to be standing there in the middle. If any boost can get out, they can possibly win this disc, but it's going to be going to Charlie as he tries to get this one just a little bit further down.
An absolute multitude of punches, and I don't say that with any exaggeration. A lot of players being held up there in the back line, and Charlie unable to convert on the shot, but looks like his teammate there, Alikos, on the retrieval, immediately dishes it back towards the bubble, knowing the teammates are there, and the shot not quite there, however. Dave Stan taking that shot right out, bit soft and made for the grab, but another rebound. Charlie now trying to get once again back into the bubble. Maybe now the defense off balance enough to convert on a shot, but look how fast that Watching Weebs gets back.
Yeah, that nice pass coming from Frogio, and a stun on the goalie. Gonna be going over to the side of Knott's Esports. Is gonna have a 2-pointer go in, so now a 7-0 lead, just around halfway through the game. So they could start sitting a little bit more comfortably. But as soon as Watching Weeb starts getting their scores going, Palidore, I don't think it's gonna be very good.
And Senior Loco saying stuns left and right. I was just thinking and saying the same. Yeah, it seems like at every opportunity, it's sounding kind of like a casino in here for just all the dinging and the clanging off of these punches. But it will be 7 points nonetheless, and Watching Weebs really do need to score here soon, if nothing else, just to kind of close off some of that momentum that non-esport is building and building here in the third round. Because one more score, and if you have 9 or 10 points to 0 on the board, just mentally speaking, that is very tough to deal with.
And a good job forcing an error there, and that's going to turn into the goal they were looking for. It's going to be Bad Elmo able to recover that one off the side wall, get that one up to Steffo. Getting that one down through the 5-hole, the bottom corner. That's going to be 7-2 now coming for Watching Weeb. So maybe a little bit on the climb if they can keep some momentum building.
Yeah, good job. I was kind of thinking that shot was taken from a little bit far out. I mean, 7 meters deep, but because the placement was good, and there was enough sauce on that, it's about 16 meters per second from that distance. And yeah, the placement at least made it much more possible to get that shot off. So nice job by Steffo as Swift gets it stolen by Bad Elmo.
So maybe what they were looking for here, if they can get a boost going out and a good shot attempt, they could be looking at a really, really good chance here as they're going to be going for that too, but just missing it off the bottom. But it does look recoverable, so maybe not too much harm done as they do miss a pass. So seeing if they're able to control this one.
Yeah, maybe one more attempt here. Just going to go in on the assaulted goalie, and they get the goal. It actually goes right off of Alikos' head, so kind of counts in his favor. But nonetheless, that's a score, and it's a 3-point game. And I think what happened on that first attempt up here, aside of being a tough angle, because the two players were actually anchored, tethered together, I think some of the movement from said moving anchor kind of threw off the shot a bit. But credit to them, they still got the disc right back and scored.
Yeah, so back over to Nan's hands. I mean, maybe it's time for them to get a goal going here as Frogio going to be going down, gets the duck, goes underneath, and that's what they were looking for to respond with, making this one 9-4. It's going to be Frogio putting on some moves inside of the bubble, and it'll get that one just ducked right under the goalie.
Yeah, so right back at him now with the rebuttal, and back up by 5 points. Nuclear in the chat asking how Phantoms and Team Gravity ended as we get a crash, but a rematch it seems. So maybe I assume it was pressed before, maybe someone restarting for connection related issues. But to answer Nuclear's question, it ended in the favor of Team Gravity. It was a great game. The thing is, the first round was a blowout actually from Team Gravity, but the second round was just amazing, and it went all the way to overtime, and did go into Team Gravity's favor, but man, the amount of just crazy clutch plays at the very end to make that overtime happen, and then the plays in overtime defensively were incredible on both ends. So there's a lot of highlights coming out of that match for sure, if you do happen to go back to it later.
That's for sure. A lot of defensive highlights for both teams. I mean, I'm still astounded by how many interceptions that team Gravity was able to get on Phantoms in that first round to pretty much make it the blowout almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the scoring output was high. I know people definitely from the viewers' experience just like I don't mind at all the slower paced games, the defensive games. It's a thing of beauty in its own right. But certainly just from the the casting perspective and from the viewer, I know they love it when you have those just barn burner of games where it's 15, 20, 25 points being scored by a single team or by both teams in some cases, because those ones are just so fast paced. And it's I think over time less and less as we get greetings here on stream from Steffo, trying to look into the spectator window and then phasing out of existence. But I think more and more over time, Caption, we're seeing, especially at the higher level, like throughout Season 1, the scoring margin or the scoring outputs got kind of less and less as the teams started really spacing and pacing out a bit slower on the whole.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a sense of defense being good, but as we could possibly be seeing here as two very good teams have been playing extraordinarily good defense in all of these games. Could be a sign of what's to come. Maybe defense starts getting a little bit more figured out, and teams can start really pressuring that.
Tell you a sign of what's to come. Some sign language with all those brawls. Rather rude, rather aggressive, but they continue every time one of these clears, passes, what have you, get off. If there are any players in the general vicinity of each other, there is just 2, 3, 4, 5 punches, it seems like, before anyone could actually get a stat going in that area. So definitely very heavy-handed here on the stunning department.
Yeah, it looks like Steffo having troubles once again. He is going to back out, but not before
Oh,
a
yeah.
shot attempt goes off of that backboard. Going to be denied there. So watching Weebs down by one person again, but they does come right back. So it's going to be Nance trying to get this one back, but Steffo going to be returning into this game. It's going to be a pass going over to Alikos. Alikos looking to contest, but it's going to be going over to Swift. Swift making up front, going around back, going to make this game 11-4.
Again, the passing there, we saw one of those plays earlier from Frogio to Alikos, if I recall, and that just beautiful. And in those situations where you think, okay, that's definitely going to be a shot attempt. I mean, he's a foot or two from the goal. But just that extra pass, I mean, that is enough to throw off the defenders. And you saw why they had to do it, right? Because the play right before that, it was saved out by said defender. So you really do need to go for these extra passes sometimes that people just don't expect in order to convert on your shots.
Yeah, and 100% here, as it's going to be going back over to the other side. A nice clear going to be going out. Could possibly be a sneaky shot, but not going to be quite in the middle enough. But a good steal going to be coming from Steffo, sorry. Crash comes back, makes this game within 5 points. We might have enough time to get this one through, but they're going to have to be really fast.
Oh yeah, if Non is able to stall this for even just a few extra seconds, that might be enough to close this off. I mean, they basically need an immediate turnover. So ball is kind of in Non's court right now. They just need to get this successful clear through, and that alone right there should be enough to do it. But still, impressive game, a fun game to watch, and the efforts from both of these teams. You can see just the definitive season over season, month over month improvement that continues to strike true for these teams. And I enjoyed this cast. This was great.
Yeah, and a really good game to good couple of games to start out at least my whole EU career as I'm getting here trying to learn these teams. But fantastic stuff coming out from both sides. I mean, just the Nons being able to come out from after that first game, taking the loss and just figuring out all the issues they were having. You mentioned it could have been pre-game jitters, but just fantastic stuff coming out from them and able to come back and pull off a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and that's a testament to the great team play and the positive mentality of teams able to do that, because as we all know in Echo Arena, or really in any esports or sports period, it's just to suffer a loss in general, it's going to take its mental toll to varying degrees, and reverse sweeps are very tough things to accomplish. So any team that's able to do that and have that advantage of just the mental edge, that adds an incredible lot to your game, and for any team, I feel like. I always say, in the past especially, a team with maybe less mechanical skill but a better mental game will have an advantage oftentimes against a team that's maybe slightly mechanically better but has a worse mental game. We've seen it play out time and time again, and it's just it's human nature. It's the nature of sports. But yeah, got to hand it to Not for coming back and being able to complete that reverse sweep, and you still got to hand it to Watch and Weebs, however, because yeah, the improvement is clear. I mean, the defense was phenomenal. The speed, especially in the second round and beyond, I mean, their speed was fantastic. They did a lot of great things as well on their side of the floor. So looking forward to casting more of both of these teams as the season continues. Now, with that said, I'll take a quick redirect to Twitch chat. A lot of activity there, so let me scroll and make sure I didn't miss anything, and I'll also use that opportunity to maybe drink.
I gotta find my.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining. I hope that, there you go, Simon asking. Well, I hope that answers your question. I'm a bit late to answer it, but yeah, there you go. There's the scores, 12-6 in round 1. A lot of GGs coming out. See Menacing in there. Menacing Meji and Steamed Hams, Nuclear. Yeah, Mippy. Cough Cough, really cool. Why, thank you. Got Dark Pep and Lolo Ravi. Lols are the best. Miola. Citizen. Yeah, Multi, making sure I got everyone there. Edman. Cal Cullen, the Pumg, and BTS King, as well as Heckin TV and Flute Freak. Well, can I hear a flute solo? Maybe. One Boosty Boy as well. But yeah, nice to see you guys. Thank you for stopping in. I think we peaked at like 81 or so viewers. Busy stream, and glad to do it for y'all. So, Caption, anything else you want to leave off of, or are we good to close for now?
I think we're all good to close for now.
And shout out to Nightbot for being a big meanie again, as he often is. But yeah, as Caption mentioned, close off for now because there's always more matches on the way. The next one is actually going to be in 1 hour. It's just going to be a one-match stream. It's Ragnarok versus Team Loki. So that's about 1 hour and 6 minutes from now. So be aware of that. Have a little later on Inertia versus Heatwave, as well as Team Joker versus Ignite, which will kind of kick off the North American games, as well as actually the Oceania games. Did I say that right? For their stream debuts, I do believe, casting several of the OCE regions games, who debuted as a region this season with 6 teams. So that's really cool. And a lot of stuff ahead, so check vrmasterleague.com/echoarena/matches to get a look at that. And of course, as always, throughout the weeks, and if there's matches that you guys want to see in particular, you can vote on it with that little hype button on the far right column next to where the casters' names would be. And it doesn't guarantee, but it does get factored, rest assured, especially when there's a lot of overlap games. If we see certain games have an extra amount of hype votes, or especially if it's a team that maybe hasn't even been streamed yet, those ones will definitely be prioritized more generally speaking. So, but as I said, goal is always to cast and stream as many as possible, and to stream all of the 140 plus teams at some point in this season. I'm gonna do it if I can. I'll try. But all right, so until next time, I've been Palidore. That's been Caption. Shout out to Sir Dimwee as well, who was streaming on the VRML channel 2 during a portion of this. So appreciation to him. It's been fun. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, and be good to each other. And we'll see you again really soon.
Good night.